All right, let me hit you with a question. What's the thing that you know that you need to do? And you've not been doing it for maybe 2 or 20 years.
Yeah, like those push-ups you've been avoiding, or that, quote, I should probably go to bed earlier conversation that you've been having with yourself. You know what? Let's be real. The actual conversation you need to have with someone else.
Yeah, and look, if something just popped in your mind, don't swipe it away. Today, we're going to talk about why you keep ghosting on your own goals and how to finally break that loop.
We're not here to yell at you to be more disciplined. We're here to help you map these gaps. The gaps between where you are and where you want to be and who you know you could be. And then we want to talk about actually starting to cross these.
And look, here's the twist. What if your future isn't ahead of you at all? What if it's behind you, already lived, already home, and just waiting on you to catch up?
Look, just stick with us. This one's not just motivational. It is practical. It may be a little uncomfortable, but hopefully this may be the push you've been waiting for.
Welcome to the Nature of Everything podcast with Bo and Clint, where we deep dive into the world of personal development through coin. Confirm it, own it, be intentional, and change the nature of everything.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nature of Everything, where we explore personal growth one coin at a time. I'm Bo.
And I'm Clint. And look, if you're new here, COIN stands for confirm it, own it, be intentional, and change the nature of everything.
Yeah, and it's not just a mindset, it's a method. It's a way to move from stuck to steady, from drifting to directed, and today we're digging into a big one.
Yeah, motivation. But not that weird hypey kind, right? We're talking about that deep, practical kind of motivation, the kind that helps you actually do the thing you've been avoiding for so long.
Yeah, like actually doing the push-up or going for a walk or saying no when you always say yes, or having that hard conversation, or you know what, just choosing yourself for once. Maybe that.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the truth. Most of us aren't unmotivated. We're undermapped. We haven't clarified this gap. We haven't taken our inventory, or we haven't made contact with that version of ourselves who's already made it through to the other side.
Which is what today's all about. We're going to talk about crossing, helping you name your gap, meet your future self. And look, you're going to want to tune in next week too, where we're going to talk about closing the gaps and finally moving forward.
But hey, before we get started, just real quick, the book, Confirm It, Own It, Be Intentional, and Change the Nature of Everything in Your Life is available now at coinyourlife.com. And we wrote it for this exact reason, to help you stop spinning your wheels and start making real, meaningful movement.
Yeah, also, if these podcasts have sparked something for you, follow us on social media. Search Coin Your Life.
And hey, if you love what we're doing here, please hit that subscribe button wherever, whatever platform you're listening on. It helps more people find what we're doing, and it helps us to keep showing up for you.
All right, look, so now that we've said that, let's get on into it.
So let's talk about why you haven't crossed that gap yet. Let's just start here. If you've been carrying around a goal or a habit or some change that you've been needing to make and you still haven't done it, look, I assure you, it's not because you're lazy and you're not broken. You're really just human. Probably a little foggy.
Yeah, I think fog is the word, because when you're in the fog, you can't see the steps. You just feel kind of overwhelmed by the distance. And that's where a lot of people live, in this weird space between knowing better and actually doing better.
Precisely. And you know what? That space has a name, and we call it the gap. It's the space between who you are and who you want to become. It's between what you say you value and how you're actually living.
And the reason we get stuck there, it's not because we don't care. It's because we haven't really mapped it. We haven't taken the time to get clear on, like, where am I now? Where do I want to be? Like, what's actually in my way?
Absolutely. We keep thinking motivation will somehow like just show up one day, like in an Amazon Prime box, but motivation doesn't show up in a box. It shows up when you name your gap, you name the thing that's the issue, and you get curious instead of critical.
And let's be honest, most of us don't need another podcast telling us, like, just do it or grind harder. What we need is to see the gap clearly and to get really honest about what it will take to close it.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to help you name your gap, map it out, and start building that bridge.
Because there is a future version of you. There's a version who's already crossed the gap. They're not imaginary. They're just the future you.
Okay, so let's pause for a second. I know when we're talking about this authentic future self standing behind you, I get it. It may sound a little mystical and weird, like something out of some weird self-help fairy tale.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a little woo-woo, but I love it. Like, I feel like I'm talking to a ghost in my head, but honestly, the good news, it's not magical and it's not mystical. It's practical and it's actually backed by science.
Indeed. For instance, Stanford did a retirement savings study. I'm sorry, that sounds like a lot. Stanford did a retirement savings study. Yeah, alliteration at its best. You know, these college students that they were studying, they met a digitally aged version of themselves in this virtual reality platform. And what they found is those who saw their future selves, they actually invested significantly more into savings afterwards. So what they found is that seeing yourself in the future, it changes how you treat yourself now.
Yeah, other research shows that when your brain thinks about your future self, it actually activates the parts of your brain that you use when you're thinking about another person altogether, which means right now, future you literally feels like a totally different person, not even connected to you. And that's why it makes it so easy to ignore this.
So when you visualize them as real, walking, breathing people, you're rewiring your brain to feel loyal to your future authentic self. And that changes how you make decisions. You start saving more or eating healthier or accomplishing those things that you know will benefit you because it's no longer someone else that's going to get the value out of this. It's you.
Yeah, and there's also neuroscience on visualization. Imagining yourself doing an action, it lights up the same neural pathways as it does as actually doing it in real life. Elite athletes use this all the time, but you know what? We can use it too, to mentally rehearse closing the gap before our bodies even do it. And we call that process crossing the gap.
And psychologists, they call this future self-continuity. It's strongly linked to making better decisions, to setting stronger goals, more authenticity, and even ethical behavior.
So no, it's not mystical. Visualization and future self-connection are just tools. Wire-tight, science-backed tools to help you align how you act today with who you want to be tomorrow. And look, now that we know why we're stuck, we can start getting unstuck. And so back to step one, you've got to name the gap.
Because let's be honest, most of us walk around with this low-grade anxiety about what we haven't accomplished yet, and what we need to get done. But we never actually get clear on whatever the quote-unquote it is.
Yep, it stays vague. It's like, I need to get my life together. Awesome. Like, which part of your life? Like, we're going to ask you right now to pick one thing, like just one.
Is it your health? Is it the rest that you are getting or aren't getting? Would it be the boundaries that you have or haven't set? The way you talk to your partner? The way you talk to your kids? I mean, is it that thing with your money? Or is it your overall purpose?
Like, pick your gap, name it. And I'm going to encourage you to say it out loud. Like, wherever you are right now, don't be afraid to look a little silly. Say it out loud. I want this gap to close.
Okay, now picture it. Literally draw it out if you need to. On one side, this is where you are now, your present self. But on the other side, this is the version of who's got it together, like who feels proud about their accomplishments, who's steady with their accomplishments, who feels lighter on their feet, and the person that you're seeking out, the person you want to be. That's on the other side.
Yeah, and in the middle, that's the terrain, and that's the real work. And that's what we're going to start crossing step by step.
And we're not going to skip steps because this next part, it matters more than people realize. So you've picked and named your gap. You've mapped it. You've drawn your map about what you're going to have to accomplish. And so now it's time for the next essential step. Check your inventory.
Yep, like what's in your metaphorical backpack? Because you're about to take a hike across this gap. And you don't want to realize halfway through that all you packed was a granola bar and some resentment.
Look, some of us are out here just trying to build new habits with a backpack full of all that guilt and resentment that you're talking about, like perfectionism and I don't know, some half stale boundary that we set somewhere early in 2019.
Exactly. So we're doing real inventory here. And look, it can be material stuff like time and money or your walking shoes or journal or whatever, but it can also be emotional and relational, maybe spiritual. In your backpack, like, do you have any support in there? Do you have language for what you're feeling? Is that in your backpack? Do you have permission to not be perfect?
And just as important, like, what are you carrying around that needs to come out of that bag?
Yeah, those old, tired narratives we've talked about, expectations that don't belong to you. They're somebody else's dream. Or that little voice that says, you never followed through before. Why start now? Like, ditch it.
True. Because let's be honest, that that takes up a hell of a lot of room.
So here's what we want you to do. Like right now, mentally or in your notes app, like make 2 lists. What do I have and what do I need?
And seriously, no judgment, simply just awareness. Because you might realize, you know what, wait just a moment. I have more than I thought. Or no wonder I've been stuck. I mean, look at all of this crap I've been carrying around for no reason.
And just naming it, that's power. Inventory is not about shaming yourself. It's about gearing up and checking your gear so that when we cross that gap, we do it with intention.
So you have your inventory. Let's talk about who's waiting for you on the other side of that map.
Let's talk about that future self. Y'all hold on tight and just hang in here with us.
So we're going to have a conversation with that authentic future self we've been talking about. So that version of you that's standing on the other side of the gap, the one who, did the thing, whatever it is, like that person who actually followed through. Let's have a conversation with that future self.
And let's talk to them and let's ask them like, hey, what did you pack for this journey? Or, hey, what did you leave behind? Or what did you do on the days you just didn't feel like it? Or what helped you keep going when it just felt pointless? Ask those questions to your future self.
Absolutely. And don't overthink it. Let the answers come fast, like no censoring, no filtering, no analyzing. This is just to get you honest from a different angle. Like, because sometimes I think your future self has way more grace and wisdom than the version of you that's standing here and looking at yourself in the mirror.
That's powerful. Like, here's the example. The future me might say, you didn't need to be perfect. You just needed to walk 10 minutes instead of 0. You stopped letting shame drive and you finally used that journal you've kept buying and ignoring and you called your brother instead of numbing out. That future self might say something really kind.
Yeah, such as like, hey, you ditched that 17-point grind plan that you had in place and you just started with breathing. Maybe you started with asking for help, or on your worst day, you did it anyway, just to prove to yourself that you could.
So before you finish the inventory, ask, like, what would my future self say I actually needed to pack?
Yeah, because maybe what you don't need is more motivation. Maybe you need better walking shoes or tighter boots or a lighter load. Or maybe you just need to be honest with yourself of what that map actually looks like.
Okay, so take a breath, ask the questions, and make notes about what you hear. And then let's go meet this future you properly.
Absolutely. So now that you've looked at what's in your backpack, it's time to meet that person who already made the trip.
Yeah, wherever you are right now, unless you're driving, we want you to close your eyes for a moment. Seriously, like just for a few breaths.
And just picture it. Say it's 12 months from now. No, actually, it's 12 months from now. And you've crossed the gap. That thing you couldn't seem to follow through on before, it's no longer your struggle. See that 12 months from now. Now that's part of your rhythm.
Yeah, you go to bed rested. Your boundaries are in place. You move your body with intention. You speak up. You follow through. Your mornings feel clear and your mind feels grounded.
This future authentic self, it's not some crazy superhero. They are just you with just a lot less noise and probably a whole lot more trust in yourself and in your decisions.
Like, so step into their shoes. Like, really imagine waking up as them. Like, what time is it? What do they say to themselves in the mirror? Like, what decisions are easy now? And how do they walk into a room?
Now imagine this future you basically placing a hand on your shoulder. They've already done the hard stuff and they've already crossed the gap. And they say to you, look, I know it feels far right now, but it's closer than you think. And you don't need to be ready. You just need to start. You've already got what it takes. You just haven't been using it.
Oh man, breathe that in. Like, let that settle. And you know what's cool? That you can visit that version of you anytime. I mean, that might feel a little out there, like this exercise, talking to your future self and visualizing that version of you. I know it feels a little weird.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not fantasy. It actually is neuroscience. It's a reflective practice. Boiled down, it's psychology. And most importantly, like you said, it's real.
And look, if it feels big for you, like it does for me, or emotional, or like it cracks something open inside of you, that's because it probably did.
Realistically, for most of us, the reason we stay stuck isn't because we don't want to change. It's because we actually don't believe what's possible.
Yeah, we think we have to chase the future like it's some elusive finish line in front of us. But again, what if it's not ahead of you?
Yeah, what if it's actually already behind you? Like, what if you can visualize that you've already lived and you've already crossed this and you're already whispering to yourself, come on, you're so close. I've already seen what happens next, and I promise you it's good. Just keep chugging along, keep going.
Yeah, that version of you who made the change, they're not out of reach. They're behind you like a coach or a friend, and they're cheering you on while you take the next right step.
And when you shift your mindset from chasing some strange fantasy to actually aligning with a version of yourself who's already accomplished it, I mean, that's when everything changes.
Now it's not, I hope I can get there. It's, I already did. And now I just need to remember how.
So look, before we wrap up, we've got one last thing we want to talk about. And it's the move. It's that real life sort of next step. If you've met your future authentic self, then you've mapped the gap and you've checked your inventory. You've looked through your backpack. So actually, it really is now time to cross the gap.
Yeah. And we're not talking about hype or hustle. We're talking about coin, the framework that we keep coming back to because it works.
So 1, confirm it. Say it out loud. Name that gap. Like, there's no more hiding from it. Whatever it is, I want to stop eating like crap and eating junk food. I want to stop avoiding my budget. I want to rebuild trust in my relationships. Like, whatever it is, be honest about what's not working. Again, not to shame yourself, but to see yourself.
Because you cannot change what you won't confirm. You've got to stop pretending the gap isn't there. And then you've got to own it. And this is where you take responsibility, not just for your circumstances, but also for your response. There's no more outsourcing change to future circumstances or hoping for better timing or somebody else's approval.
Yeah, because if you keep waiting for that perfect moment, that gap's just going to get wider. Owning it actually means like telling yourself and saying out loud, this is mine. This is mine to move on. And I've got everything that I need to begin. So you have to be intentional at this point. Number 3, be intentional. This is where we map the terrain that Bo was talking about. And we check that backpack. We check our inventory. It's not enough to say, I want to feel better. Sure. But you got to plan for that. Like, what does better look like? What does better mean? What are the daily practices that associate to better? What are your supports? And also be very aware of where will resistance show up.
Yeah, intentionality looks like blocking 15 minutes, maybe putting your shoes by the door so you go run tomorrow, writing 1 sentence a day in your journal. It's specific, it's small, and it's clear. It's not big magic, it's little micro moves.
So what's your next move? Like, literally, what is your next move? What are you going to do today? Not someday, not down the road, not next week, but now, today. What are you going to do now?
Yeah, because momentum does not come from thinking. It comes from moving. One honest step, one intentional shift, and one less excuse.
So Let your future authentic self be proud. Be proud that today is the day you showed up.
I dig it.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check out coinyourlife.com and find us on social media.